friends, this is Mr. Mullet Gaming presenting a review show focused on the RPG video game genre. Devils, a possessed king, and a tactical grid-based battle system are what's in store when you play Shining Force 2. To celebrate my playthrough, I've dedicated countless hours strategizing to recreate and reenact some of the most exciting battles that I experienced in the game. For this episode, I've hired young actors from the local acting school. These rising stars are focused on the art of being a dedicated actor. Throughout this shoot, they have demonstrated nothing but professionalism and are here to take this video to the next level. So prepare your tactical maps and let's check it out. Developed by Sonic Software Publishing and published by Sega, Shining Force 2 was released for the Sega Genesis in 1994. Although it's called the second game, Shining Force 2 is the fifth installment in the Shining series. Receiving positive reviews upon its release, Shining Force 2 has appeared on many Sega Genesis compilations, spanning multiple consoles and online services, including Nintendo Switch Online, which is how I played this game. Our story begins with a rat. Yes, really a rat. A thief named Slade sneaks into a shrine south of Grand Seal Castle, stealing the jewels of light and darkness. Slade unknowingly unseals the Demon King Xeon, which sets off a chain of events where evil creatures are released, bringing death and destruction across the land. It's now up to the Shining Force to travel the world, recruit allies, and put a stop to Xeon and his evil deeds. Shining Force 2 is a tactical turn-based RPG where combat takes place on a square grid battlefield. The goals are to form your squad, tactically lay out your characters on the battlefield, and eliminate all the enemies or field commander. However, there's much more depth to it, and this depends on the characters who you've chosen to fight. These characters have a variety of stats, including movement range, attack, and defense. There are several other stats, but these are the most important to understand for casual gameplay. Once players reach level 20 with any character, that party member will be promoted. For example, Knights will be promoted to Paladin, Mage to Wizard, Swordsman to Hero, and the list goes on. These promotions enhance stat points and support sustained growth over time. The setting and characters are reminiscent of high fantasy culture. Castles, villages, mountains, forests, and rivers are places frequented within the world. Knights, mages, healers, centaurs, griffins, cyclops, and other creatures inhabit the lands. Magic, swords, lances, arrows, battle axes, and other similar weapons are utilized while in battle. Battles are the core of Shining Force 2, not just because they're frequent, but because almost every important system in the game flows through them. Turn order, terrain effects, and positioning are the gameplay. Players will need to understand how to utilize all these elements to succeed. Once encountering an enemy, the view changes to a turn-based animation where the fighting will occur. Watching these animations unfold are a thing of beauty. The sprite designs, color palette, background, and foreground are well crafted and pleasing to watch. A highlight of this game. Shining Force 2 stands as one of the most accessible and charming tactical RPGs ever made. It doesn't try to overwhelm players with complexity. Instead, it delivers a clean, strategic experience wrapped in colorful visuals, memorable characters, and a surprisingly expansive sense of adventure. Unlike many strategy RPGs that confine players to menus or mission maps, Shining Force 2 embodies players to freely explore towns, castles, and overworld routes. This creates a hybrid experience that feels part classic JRPG, part tactical strategy. An important aspect of this game centers on building your team's identity through combat. The game's characters do not have deep dialogue trees or branching story arcs. Instead, players learn who hits hardest, who survives through fights, and who becomes unexpectedly useful. With a large cast of characters to choose from, there is some trial and error involved, but this ties into the tactical strategy aspect of the game. Favorite characters emerge from battles, not cutscenes. Additionally, key plot moments are tied directly to battles. For example, boss fights mark major milestones. New characters often join during or after fights. The pacing of the narrative is literally structured around battle encounters. Battles in Shining Force 2 aren't just a part of the game, they're the engine that drives progression, strategy, character development, and story all at once. This is a significant undertaking, and the devs did a fantastic job creating this experience. The game's music is fitting, but not memorable. However, battle themes feel urgent and heroic, town music is light and inviting, and boss encounters get appropriately dramatic. This sets the tone for the game, but for me, very few tracks hit the mark. Overworld music became repetitive, and the transition between the overworld music and the battle music sounded awkward. The visuals and animation in this game are incredible, extremely vibrant and expressive, which included bright, colorful environments, distinct character sprites, and battle animations that feel impactful and rewarding. I found the character headshots during dialogue trees beautifully done, a nice touch which added to the game's overall aesthetic. The color palette and sprite designs were the highlight during my playthrough, a memorable feature which promoted the abilities of the Sega Genesis and set this game apart from other RPGs of the era. The game's difficulty can be set at the beginning of the adventure. I chose to go with the default or normal difficulty setting. My battle strategy consisted of keeping my party in tight formation, utilizing knights and dwarves in the front and range warriors in the back. Once in position, I would isolate and surround an enemy, unleashing my strongest warriors. This is a lengthy game, clocking in at over 37 hours. The duration of this game is comprised within the battles, with each lasting on average 30 minutes. Shining Force 2 is an amazing tactical JRPG, a pinnacle of the genre, praised even after 30 years. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed my playthrough, but found the beginning slow, the music bland, and the story uninspiring. However, these are minor nitpicks from a game that offers an exciting battle system, beautiful art, and satisfying gameplay. Therefore, I give Shining Force 2 an 8.6 out of 10. If you played this game before, please let me know about your experience in the comments below. Thanks for watching.
There he is! Sick 'em, boys!
Keep grinding!